I've had a very emotionally challenging evening. It's just normal to be overwhelmed sometimes when you have all this medical stuff going on. On our adventure.
Oh, you got freezing cold here.
Good Saturday morning, everyone. My voice is kind of soft because I still have a sore throat from the scope yesterday. I explained it, my throat is very raw from vomiting, and then putting the scope in doesn't help, but it's fine. I'm very happy with my new feeding tube still. I woke up and saw this cute little button with a tubey pad. Made me so happy. You know, having medical devices like this changes your body image because it's now a part of my body. I didn't mind the other two. It didn't change how I saw myself, but if I'm gonna have to have it, I want one that I feel more comfortable in. I feel much better with this one than the last one. So anyways, today a nurse is coming to teach me how to use my new tube, and I haven't really done much with it at all except clean it. But one thing I know will be the same is setting up my feed bag with the nutrition and the pump. So I'm gonna do that now. Oh, I forgot. The cap shoots off from the pressure. So I just shook the nutrition, filled up the bag, snapped it into the pump, and primed it so I got all the nutrition to run through the tubing. Now I'm just gonna leave this out and ready for when the nurse gets here. If you look, you'll notice the end of the tubing doesn't connect well to my feeding tube. So my home health company sent me extensions. It'll fit well in the end of this or this one, and they're different. You'll see the end of this is like a 90-degree turn, which I'll probably use to get nutrition because it'll be more low profile. And this one is just straight, which I've heard is better for venting and draining, but I'll need to see. And there are two parts. You'll see G, gastric to my stomach for venting and draining, and J, jejunal to my jejunum for nutrition. So it's a pretty versatile, low profile, awesome tube, and I'm excited to learn how to use it. Just waiting for the nurse now.
I'm spoiled.
To continue.
So my mom's here. We're still waiting for the nurse. Judd is, he has a day off, but he's sleeping because of his shift. But anyways, somebody else with the same feeding tube as me messaged me and told me about a website called Tubi Woobies. I'll put a link down in the description, but they have amazing tubey pads, which is this thing. They're so creative, and they're on sale because unfortunately they're going out of business, but I'm like buying so many. They're so cute.
So cute. They have for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for Halloween.
Like
all different designs.
I'm buying a reindeer one, and like the button, this button that snaps here to shut it is red, so it looks like Rudolph. It's really cute. There's the reindeer one I was talking about. And there's some cute monsters. I got the pink one. They also have an organic cotton fleece backing, which is good with my mast cell issues. So really looking forward to those coming in. So if you need tubey pads, go look at them because they're going out of business. Weren't they so cute?
Very cute.
All right, now, like I've said a million times, we're just waiting for the nurse. So the nurse came by and we've figured it out. I mean, I'm sure we're still gonna have to do some learning as we go, but for the most part, it's pretty simple. So the extension that was in here is connected now. You just put it in and twist it to lock it. And before you connect it, you have to prime it, meaning you have to put water through it so not a lot of air goes into me, because that can cause discomfort. So we just primed it by filling this up with water and pushing it through. Then we connected my feeds. and I just turn it on. And you can see this is the nutrition. This is the water, and it's gonna slowly make its way into my jejunum because it's in the J port. Just pressing run so it'll run. And then for the G port, for draining, take this extension. I'm not gonna do it now. I don't have anything in my stomach to vent right now. But you just open it, twist it, and then you would put the syringe on the end and slowly pull back. Not to where you feel a ton of resistance. When you get a ton of resistance, then you stop. But you just slowly pull back, and that will alleviate pressure and stuff. And that's like when things build up in my stomach because my stomach can't digest it. It'll help with pain and nausea and bloating. It won't fix everything, but it'll help a lot. This is Grip Lock, which is kind of just like a Velcro sticker here that holds the tubing in place. So if it gets tugged, it tugs here and not on my tube site. And you can see the nutrition has gone all the way into my jejunum. As I get opportunities to do so, I will show y'all how I prime the extensions and connect it and how I vent and drain. You know, I'm totally open to showing y'all how all that works. Eventually I'll make a video about my feeding tube, but I want to get better at using it a little more. My throat is uncomfortable. I feel like I have a pebble in the back of it. But the nurse said that's totally common. She also said that they are available 24/7. So if I ever need help with my feeding tube or anything really, I can just call them and they'll guide me on the phone or come see me, which is really nice. And for the venting and draining, I have to wait till I feel like I have a need for it, like the pressure and stuff like that. Right now I'm actually doing okay. There's other ways to vent and drain, like my home healthcare company. I think they're sending me something called a feral bag to do it too. But it's like a process that I'll just learn as I go. But I think it's been a pretty successful day of learning how to use this new tube, and I'm really enjoying it.
Outside on our beautiful porch, enjoying some beautiful Florida weather. I actually got to clean it up because we had a storm the other day and it blew a lot of pine needles all over the place. And Harlow's out here with me somewhere. There she is in the background. Anyway, that's it.
Those two have fun together. There's like a random spatula there. And we forgot to put my feeding tube in my backpack when we started running it, so it's kind of just hanging out here, not a big deal. And you'll see my feeds are at 20 milliliters an hour. I've had trouble getting over 15, but with this new tube it's not kinked, so it's easier and less painful to run feeds already. And that's still not as high as I need to be, but working on it.
Currently at one of our favorite fresh supermarkets. It's actually an Amish supermarket. And I'm gonna go in there and get some steaks for tomorrow. And because Jack's dad's coming over tomorrow. I don't know if she wanted that to be a surprise or not. If she did, sorry babe, I just spoiled it. But anyway, gonna get some fresh steaks and some other good stuff. Because it's all so good at an Amish supermarket, ain't it? Just finished shopping at the Amish market, and it's so funny because their meat market is almost exactly like an auction house. It's always so funny. They're always just you just go up there, grab a number, and they just scream it out. And they scream it out so fast. They're like 73, 72, 71, 70. You're like, oh god, that's me, that's me. And then you just want to run up there, and they're just like, what do you want? You're like, I don't know. I haven't looked at the choices. It's scary for people like me, you know, faint of heart. Just kidding. But it is always a experience going there and getting some meat from the counter. So, but now I'm on my way back home. First gonna stop and grab a soda because I'm thirsty. Jack's gonna kill me because she hates it when I do that. I don't know why. Unhealthy or something like that. But it's hot outside. It's really hot and it takes forever to start up my truck.
So I've had a very emotionally challenging evening.
Let me just explain it. So at first, we thought that she thought that she had the wrong tubing for this because it wouldn't this tubing wouldn't fit in her port,
and neither would this
or the GJ button.
Port,
yeah,
to the gastric port, and then this wouldn't work either.
So we went out to dinner and decided to take a break from that, and we came home and I went rummaging around in the stuff that the hospital gave her, and I found the actual tubing that fits in there.
Well, it's weird because this one is the one that fits in the G port, but it's AMT, which is a different brand. My feeding tube is Mickey brand, but I guess they're all interchangeable and this one fits, so we're just happy with that. But like,
she's now emotionally relieved.
No, I feel drained and stressed and overwhelmed, and I've had a really rough past like week and a half with the IVIG reaction and then the hospital stay, and I might have been, I can't eat a cookie right now. I can't. I might have been physically ready for this new feeding tube, but not emotionally ready. I don't even know if I can really explain that to where it makes sense to y'all, but
Nope.
basically it's just like, yeah, part of me is excited to get this new feeding tube. I'm excited to be able to vent and drain, and it's more convenient and all that. I'm really happy about that to improve my quality of life, but there's still part of me that like doesn't want a feeding tube. I don't want any of this, and the change and then learning to do all these things with it, it was just a little much for me right now, and I felt really overwhelmed. And then my amazing husband was just like, this one fits, babe, we're all good. And the other thing is like venting and draining from my stomach, it's not as simple to me as the nutrition, because the nutrition is, this is your goal rate, try and keep at your goal rate, run it 24/7, it gives you the nutrition you need. But with venting and draining, it's like, okay, when have I reached that limit where I'm going to puke but I don't want to, so I'm going to vent and drain? Or when, because I don't want to just eat and then take everything out of my stomach, because that's not the point of trying to keep my stomach function, you know? It's like, it's hard to figure it out, and I'm like, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. I mean, I'm happy I have these tools to keep me functional, but I'm happy it's an option, but I'm not happy that it's a requirement to keep me functioning. You know, I don't want to need it. But I had my moment.
Now you're getting out of breath. You're going to cause an asthma attack. Jesus Christ.
I had my moment. Judd, thank you for helping me through that earlier. My mom
That's what husbands are here for.
My mom and Judd like they encouraged me to get out of the house and feel more like myself rather than just a patient.
We cuffed her to her walker and pushed her out.
They took me out. I had miso soup and rice. So it settled in my stomach well, so I actually don't feel like I need to vent or drain right now. See, it's just finding the balance, and it's all kind of like, it's new, a little overwhelming, but it'll be okay. You know, like I've said before, when I feel the need to let the frustration and all that in, I let it happen. Judd helped me through. Harlow, come here. Harlow Snuggles helped me through, my mom, and I just keep moving forward. It's going to be a little rocky in the beginning because it's a new tool and we got to learn how to use it and when it's best to vent and drain and all that, but we'll figure it out. So anyways, when I said like I wasn't emotionally ready for this feeding tube, it's just that this past week and a half I had like one medical event after another. The IVIG, then we found out my feeding tube was kinked, then I was in the hospital for that really difficult admission, and it was just, maybe I could have given myself more time, but now that I think about it, my previous feeding tube was kinked and it needed to be changed as soon as possible. So, you know, we did the right thing, and I've got a lot of support around me. It's just normal to be overwhelmed sometimes when you have all this medical stuff going on. So I'm just gonna take a breath, and then even though if I slow down, that's okay, because I'm just gonna keep moving forward. But just to prove that we have learned how to do things with this new tube, I'll show you how I flush it. So I'm opening the G port. I just open it just like that.
No, it's okay. Just hit the camera.
Whoops. Then I have to line up the black lines. It's still a little tender.
Oh, you're just a big baby.
And it felt better when you did it earlier, babe. And then I lock it.
Gentle hands.
And then I just flush. And when we connected this earlier, contents did start coming out, which means there is pressure buildup. So maybe that's how I'll tell when it's an appropriate time to vent, if stuff comes out on its own. But I just don't want to do it right now. I really don't. And then I just unlock it. Pull it out and then plug it back in. And then for my J port, because I'm on continuous feeds, the extension will stay connected to me because I'm always feeding. So I turn the pump off. I just open it here. Oh, okay, some formula got on me. That's typical. Better. And I just flush. You can see it's water now. And then I clamp so it doesn't come shooting out, and connect it again. And these extensions last a week each, as long as you keep them clean and whatnot. And I can take this out and just have the button if I want to. Like if I shower, I would do that. But like I said, continuous feeds, I'll stay like this. So we're getting the hang of it. I think the biggest obstacle for me is learning when it's appropriate to vent and drain. I'll get it. We just finished the Lego Batman movie. Thought we started last night. It's so funny. And I think I might be overcomplicating the whole venting and draining thing. I mean, just to simplify it for myself, it's supposed to help with nausea and vomiting and stomach pain. So when I get those symptoms, I can vent. Because even if I don't eat, I get a lot of pressure buildup from trapped air and stomach acid. My stomach just can't digest well. So with practice and guidance from my medical team, we will figure it out. And just because I got frustrated doesn't mean I'm not trying my best, and it doesn't mean I'm not grateful for this tool. It just means that I am human, and it's okay to get overwhelmed. And thank you for helping me with when I'm overwhelmed.
That's what I'm here for.
So we're both pretty tired. Gonna go to sleep. So good night, and thanks for joining us
On our adventure!
Oh my God.